Cheers. Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. The reason I'm laughing is because I've done this intro 3 times and I just can't seem to get my words out. But welcome back. I have not sat down and filmed a get ready with me in quite some time. The last time I said that, again, it was like 3 weeks before I actually posted it. I need to do them more often because I love putting on makeup. The reason it's hard sometimes is because the location where I have to do it isn't the best. It's a little bit more difficult, but I still like to do it. And I want to discuss with you guys my experience with the products, and you can see them going on my face, and this is a really long intro. How about at least I tell you what I'm going to be doing? This month, well, I should say December, it's now January when I'm filming this, but December was a Boxyluxe month. In case you don't know what Boxycharm or Boxyluxe is, Boxycharm is a monthly subscription that costs $25 where you get about 5 full-size products. You have the option of signing up for Boxyluxe, which is a quarterly subscription. So instead of getting your base boxes, which is what they call it, you will get a Boxyluxe, which is $50. $49.95 or $99 or something like that, and in there you'll get at least 8 to 9 full-size products. It's a nice little treat, quarterly. I have mixed feelings about it, some of which we're going to discuss as I'm using other products. We didn't get too much this month in the way of makeup, but the items that I did get was from Storybook Cosmetics. This is the Fairy Tales Storybook. Storybook Cosmetics is an indie brand, but you can find them in Ulta. Their palettes are standardly $55. They did have a sale recently on Ulta. We can get them for half price, which is how I was able to pick up the Burn Book as well. So we're going to be playing with this. Also, I got the confetti highlighter from Ciate London. Again, some controversy regarding the Ciate products that we got as well. And then the Too Faced Melted Metallic lipstick, which is not truly for everyone, but I am going to try it on and see how it works. And then the last, I guess, makeup item that we got is from In Beauty Project, and it is their Power Up Dual Phase Setting Mist. Dual phase means that the products are separated in the container and you have to shake them up in order to mix the products together. And again, I will be discussing that as well. I had a hard time deciding which to do. Was I going to do my Ipsy glam bags in Total and see what I could use? And when I went through it, the only eyeshadow palette that I got amongst all 3 boxes was the Ipsy palette, and it just seems so boring. I am so uninspired to even try that palette. I have not tried it yet, and I just thought the Storybook would be more fun. If you guys want me to do an Ipsy try-on with the Ipsy and Ipsy, there you go, I'm certainly willing to do that. I just thought that this would be more fun. Today I am using my color switch, the actual one from Veramona. I've been asked, is this better than the inexpensive ones? No, in my opinion, not really. I think you're just kind of paying for the name. I happen to like the cute purple packaging, but I think it works just as well as the one I picked up in TJ Maxx. As you can tell, I've already done a lot of my makeup. I have not done the highlighter, obviously, because we have the confetti one to play with. But let's start with the eyes. Storybook Cosmetics. They've created quite a few palettes. It is very cute because it does actually mimic a book. A decent mirror, and you can use it, but of course you have to bend it back like this. I don't know if I mean, I may be using it, I'm not sure. I do like that the book actually folds back because I can set it down if I want to. I don't have the space on my desk. I have a very small vanity which is taken up with storage units and my mirror, etc. So I have only space on my vanity to set down small objects. So I can't actually lay this down. It usually stays on my lap or on top of a drawer that is sitting right next to me. The color story is pretty. I think it's fairly standard though, in that it's a neutrally palette with a couple of dark shades and a pop of blue, and you are getting some metallic shadows in here with maybe different textures. Some of them look a little bit more metallic than others. I'm going to swatch them on my arm. This would be an arm, not an but hey, you know. Okay, this is the first shade, the first 8 shades only, because my arm is not long enough to fit the last 4. Briar Rose, Spindle, Talia, Castle, Prince, Grim, Beauty, and Woodland. They seem to feel smooth and creamy for the most part. I think the metallics swatch quite well. Metallics will notoriously swatch better than mattes in that case anyway. Let me see if I can fit the other 4, except you're going to see my dark elbow here, so if that bothers you, I'm really sorry. The reason I wanted to do this is because I really wanted you to get the whole color story in one picture. This is Enchanted, Fairies, Thorn, and Kiss. Kiss is very much like the Tati shadows in that it's a matte shadow that has a little bit of glitter in it. My instinct would be to immediately go for that pop of blue because it does stand out from the palette. But I think I want to go with the purpley pink look today, and I plan on using these shadows here and maybe go with a little bit of the silver in the inner corner. But I'm going to stay away from the blues. I might do another look with it just for, you know, fun. I mean, I'm going to use it off camera, of course, but you know what I mean. I'm going to go all over my lid with Woodland. That went on fairly easily. I have a habit of dipping in a lot, and what I just tried to do on this eye is see how far one dip into the shadow would take me. I think it's just a habit of dipping back all the time. So one dip into the palette did do a nice job in covering everything on my lid. So I'm going to try doing that with the rest of the shadows and see how they perform. I'm going to go into Thorn. As you can see, one dip didn't do much, so I'm going to go in again. I think that created a nice wash of color. It's basically what it looks like in the pan. Let's see how far one dip can go again. Fairly simple because you don't have to really be precise with it. I kind of like that. I don't know if this brush is going to work, but this is an old Estee Lauder brush. It might be too flimsy, but I want to try this Kiss color, which has the sparkle in it. This is definitely too fluffy. This is a more pointed, a little stiffer Juvia's Place brush. Let's see if that works. I think the shadow may depend upon the brush as to how it works. So as you can see, the stiffer brush deposited more color. Okay, this blended quite easily, but you do have to realize that the sparkles are not going to stay. Really, I mean, there's a subtle hint of them, but they are going to disappear if you are blending it out. So I do want to talk to you guys about some issues, maybe not issues, but certain things to note with Boxycharm and other subscriptions that offer the high-end products. Because it's been noted quite a few times that a lot of these products that are very expensive that are being put into these boxes that we're only paying either $25 or $50 for, you might say, well, how do they do it? Well, a lot of them are recreating them or having them made specifically for a Boxycharm, but in a less expensive way. For example, having them produced in China instead of in the US, where it is more expensive to produce in the US. Some of them are using the same ingredients, but I won't say lesser quality, but more readily available. It's like generic drugs and brand name drugs. The brand name is always going to be more expensive because the fillers that they put in are more costly. So in the brands that maybe they produce for Boxycharm, they're essentially using less expensive fillers that do the same way. Maybe a different type of preservative, maybe a different type of pigment that they can produce for less money. Is that necessarily a horrible thing? No, if it performs in the same way. My issue is that you think you're getting a high-end brand that's going to perform like what you're expecting and it doesn't. That is when I have the issue. Does it happen all the time? No, I don't think so, in my opinion. And we'll get into something with the Ciate that I still don't have my full thoughts on because they've done a little switcheroo, which involves more investigating. So far, I think these are performing beautifully. Taking a Morphe M330, and I want to go into Grim. I'm going to take one of my mini detail Farrah brushes in that color, and I'm also going underneath my lower lash line. Taking a fluffy Wet n Wild brush, and I'm going to dip into Woodland again, and I'm going to go, I always say the wrong thing, on my brow bone. Above my brow bone would be like on my forehead. I'm using a very light hand just to buff out some of these harsh lines. Now, what do I want to do on my lid? I want to use this Beauty, but I think it's going to be dark for all over my lid, so I'm also going to take Enchanted and put that on the inner corner. At least I think that's my plan. I'm going to take a flat Juvia's Place brush, and I'm going to go into Beauty, as I said. I'm going to try with my brush. Now that's not very intense with the brush, and yet on this side it was better. Okay, that's actually not bad at all. A lot of times I don't mind wetting my brush, but you know, I don't think you should, as Clara Barrera had said, you shouldn't have to work that hard to make a shadow work. It should just kind of work. I do want to try Enchanted with my finger. These are so soft and you can almost press into them. I love that texture. With my finger, this is gorgeous. Let me just try with this flat shader brush and see how it will work with the brush. Isn't that what I just said? Again, I just keep dragging. Nope, not dragging. I keep grabbing for my Juvia's Place brushes. This is a very good flat packing brush. I love it. And I also like it because it has a rounded, a little bit more precise tip instead of just being flat across. That offers a little bit more precision. I rave about Juvia's Place because they are amazing. They just have no idea who I am, or if they even see my videos. Well, that was a bad idea. I tried to go here, and it's too dark. Henceforth, I just smoothed it out, and I'm going to, put something brighter up there afterwards. So what are your theories about these subscription boxes? I'm going to give you an example. The box by Fashionista does not put in really high-end brands. They have mostly indie brands. Except I think with the indie brands, at least you know what you're getting. You're not getting the watered-down version of the product. They're trying to get their name out there, so they're giving you their best products. I think, again, in my opinion, that yeah, we're getting the higher name brands, but if we're not getting that same quality, is it worth it? And I would love to hear your guys' thoughts on that, because that may determine whether a box is really worth it to you. I'm also going to take this brush. Let me try dipping into the silver. I really don't know if the silver is going to go, but the silver is Fairies. That is actually very pretty on the inner corner. Problem is I really don't see a color that I would want to put on my brow bone. The Fairies is going to be way too pigmented. I'm just going to give you an example. I'll try putting some on and I'll show you. I'm going to use this Farrah brush. I may take it off, but I mean, it's a little bit better blended out. I kind of like to see a white sparkly color or a cream colored sparkly color to go on my brow bone. Is it a deal breaker for the palette? Absolutely not. Okay, so that's where I think I'm going to stop. I'm going to go off and finish my makeup, then I will come back. We're going to try the highlighter, lipstick, and of course the setting spray. You know what? Let me try the setting spray first because I like to do it before I put on my mascara. So this setting spray, again, it's called Power Up from In Beauty. I hadn't heard of them before. I looked in the ingredients and the ingredients are fairly good. Does it have some citrus essential oils? Yes, but they are quite low. The ingredients that are higher up are very good, so I am not going to be afraid to use this. It doesn't have much of a scent, so if you don't like scents, I think this might work for you. It feels very nice. It has a strong sprayer, but not an overly splotchy sprayer like the way I just sprayed it, and it didn't leave any splotches on my face. As to how it sets the makeup, I don't know. Again, that's not really an issue for me, except maybe in the summer if I was going to be out in the heat at an outdoor event. That's when I really only kind of need something to really make my makeup last. I think it will work quite nicely for a refreshing spray, I said, because it kind of just seeped into my skin and kind of settled down some of the powders and didn't make me overly dewy. So now let me go finish off my eye makeup. Once again, I'll be right back. Hello, I am back. Sorry, I needed a kitten coffee break. Asked me about my cat. You guys always do, and I appreciate that. So I finished off my eyes, and I'm very happy with the look. I don't like the way my eyeliner came out, but that has nothing to do with the eyeshadow, and I was going to fix it and take it off and redo it. I was like, I'm not going anywhere, I'm not doing anything, so we can just ignore the eyeliner and concentrate on the shadow. I think this is a beautiful palette. I like the look that I created with it, and I think I'm also going to like using the blues, and I think you can go and create a look without the metallic shadows if you wanted a more subtle look, using just these over here, and even this one just to darken up the corner. I think this is a beautiful palette. I see myself using it. Yes, some people do not like the bulkiness of it, so that has to be something that you are able and willing to deal with. But overall, I'm very happy with the shadows. I think they created a gorgeous look. Now let's get on to the confetti highlighter from Ciate, London. This may or may not be dark. As you can see, it has that cobblestone or pebble look to it, which does go away once you press your finger into it. It may be too dark for me, but that doesn't mean that it's not a good highlighter just because it doesn't fit my skin tone. I'm going to use my Complex Couture highlighter brush. I'm actually using this for the first time. Now it is a bit dark for me. As you can see, it's not really adding light to my cheekbones, but it's going on beautifully. It's not overly glittery or anything, and I said it goes on extremely nicely. But this is something that I would have to mix. You can see like a little bit of light basically when I'm doing this. And it really kind of melds into the skin. You know what? I have my Morphe highlighter palette right here. Why don't we dip into this and see how it mixes with other things. This Morphe palette is the one that we received in our Ipsy bags. I have one Morphe highlighter which I think is lit. No, spark. I knew it had something to do with a flame. I'm gonna dip into the yellow and the white and see what happens. See, now those two brightened up a little bit of that darkness. I mean, I think it's pretty. In all reality, I'll probably pass this on to someone with a deeper complexion than I so that they can get more use out of it. But as I said, I think the quality of it is much better than the other ones that I have used in the past. Now let's go for this lipstick. Will this lipstick work, my friends? We'll see. This is the Too Faced Melted Metallic. A lot of these you can find either at Nordstrom Rack or at TJ Maxx. You know, some people neither have access to those stores, and to receive it in a box, I think it's fabulous. Let me just swatch the color for you on my hand. It's a very nice formula. It's a very nice neutral color. It's a very thin formula with a long, slightly concave doe foot applicator. Actually, the doe foot applicator adheres to your lips very nicely. And this stuff does have a delicious scent. You know, I actually really kind of like this. It's metallic, but it's not overly metallic. Went on nicely. The color is such that I don't know if I need a lip liner. And I said I have a very hard time getting precision on my lips to make them look good. It usually takes me a very long time. This didn't take me too long. It's drying down well. It feels comfortable. I do just want to smell it a lot. I don't know. Scented makeup just makes me happy. It makes me want to reach for it. You guys give me your opinion. Be honest, because you know your honesty does not bother me, does not hurt my feelings. I like your honesty because you know I could be wrong. I am wrong. Sometimes. Quite a bit. Okay guys, so this is the finished look. I'm really happy with everything. I liked my box. I like that palette. I'm going to reach for the palette because it's pretty, yet I think it's easy enough to wear it on a daily basis. The highlighter, I said, although it's pretty, sometimes you don't want to have to mix, you know, highlighters and everything, so you just kind of want to be able to pick one up and put it on, so I'll probably pass it on to somebody. Love this. And I like this. I said because the ingredients are not bad. It doesn't have denatured alcohol. It doesn't have an overly strong scent. And it doesn't have the ingredients that are going to negatively affect you. Of course, if you do have any sensitivities to any type of essential oil or any other ingredient, always, always, always check with your doctor. Know what you're allergic to. Look at the ingredients. The ingredients are very telling of so very many products. Well, my friends, that is it. I do want to thank you so very much for joining me on this Boxy try-on and a little bit of the Ipsy try-on. If you want to see me use those Ipsy shadows, I most definitely will. I said, but I'm so uninspired and not wanting to pick them up. But you know, I love you guys. My cats love you guys. They all say hi and thank you for asking about them. You are the most wonderful people that I've ever not had the pleasure of meeting. And of course, my friends, whatever part of this world you're in and around, I hope you're having an amazing day. I hope you have an amazing rest of the week. I go back to work tomorrow. Woe is me. And I will see you very soon in my next video. Bye. Cheers.